Hello, my name is Andrew Millar. I'm a visitor host here at the Museum of London, and in this fourth episode of our London's Queer Objects video series, we're going to be talking about the life of Dame Ethel Smyth. Born in 1858 in Sidcup, Kent, what is now part of the London Borough of Bexley, Ethel Smyth's life would be one full of hard-earned achievement and recognition. Here in the People's City Gallery at the Museum of London, we hone in on Smyth's 2 years of participation in the Votes for Women campaign. Here on display, we see one of several pieces in the museum's collection pertaining to Smyth. A photograph of Emmeline Pankhurst, the leader of the Suffragette movement, being rearrested on the 26th of May, 1913, while she was recuperating at Smyth's home in Woking, Surrey. Smyth is supporting Pankhurst upon her knee and offering her shade from the sun with an umbrella. For Pankhurst, Smyth would state that she conceived an ardent affection upon their first meeting, and while no romantic relationship between the two was ever explicitly confirmed, Virginia Woolf would later go on to imply it long after Smyth's participation in the movement. In 1892, when writing to her friend Henry Barrett Brewster, Smyth would put to paper the declaration, "I do not know why it is so much easier for me to love my own sex more passionately than yours." From an early age, Smyth declared her autonomy by studying in the fields of composition and symphony, despite the protests of her father, who decided this was too masculine a profession for his daughter to be involved in. But Smyth would win out in the Battle of the Wills with her father and go on to study at the Leipzig Conservatory in Germany, where she would meet reputed figures of the period, including the composer Tchaikovsky, who would state of Smyth that she should be seriously considered to be achieving something in the field of musical creation. And indeed, for over a century, she was the only woman to have presented an opera at the Metropolitan Opera in New York City with her piece Der Wold in 1903. Here in London, as a participant of the Votes for Women campaign, Smyth would employ her skills as a professional composer to produce one of the best remembered songs of the campaign, the March of the Women. She would also be amongst the women arrested for her participation in the window smashing campaign, and one of the really larger-than-life stories of Smyth would be of her conducting performances of the March of the Women with her toothbrush while doing time in Holloway Prison for her contributions to the window smashing campaign. After her time spent campaigning for women to receive the vote, Smyth would turn her talents towards writing. With Impressions That Remained in 1919 and Streaks of Life in 1921, she would reflect upon her political and professional life, as well as implicating herself in several trysts with well-known ladies of the period, including the ex-Empress of France, Eugénie de Montijo, a lady who reportedly found conjugal visits with her husband, Napoleon III, to be disgusting. Smyth would receive the Damehood in 1922, the first woman to be recognised in this way for her contributions to the field of composition. But she would live another 22 years thereafter and become a close companion to Virginia Woolf, who would state to Smyth, "I am obsessed with the desire that you should paint me, not a thing I often feel." But these are just a few of the stories from Smyth's life. Honestly, I am a very big fan of Smyth, and if you think you might be as well, then do check out the Museum of London website and sign up to one of our Queer City Gallery tours, where you can learn more about Smyth and many other queer icons from London's history. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and do stay tuned with us on social media for the last in this video series, London's Queer Objects.